You know, if you listen to this program, that I don't know the first thing about sports. But I have to tell you, there is a travesty of justice that is happening right now with Penn State. First of all, I think Paterno is a bad guy. And I say that hesitantly because we're not sure what he knows, but it appears as though he may have known more than he let on and really didn't do anything. There were those people on the staff at Penn State that did know. They wanted to turn the other way. They didn't want to believe.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
And everybody assumes Joe Paterno knew because he's obviously the highest profile, most powerful guy at the university for 40 some years.
So let's just go on the. And I'm uncomfortable convicting a man who can't even defend himself, but he is dead, and I'm totally fine with them taking away the statue at Penn State. I think it should be gone. It's not, and some people are saying because there's going to be a distraction in the stadium. What, you don't think people are going to talk about child molestation at Penn State for all time? It's like going to Waco and saying, you know, what we should do is we should take down the statues and stuff because then people won't talk about the tragedy that happened here. You can take anything away. It's still Waco. You can still, I mean, what happened there, what's the guy's name who's in jail now?
Sandusky.
Okay,
Jerry
what
Sandusky.
Sandusky did was destroy the name of Penn State for all time. And if you don't think that to taunt the other teams will taunt forever. So it's absolutely over. Now, with that being said, here is the tragedy. This is so 2012 America. This is so 2 + 2 = 5. Because of what Sandusky did, they're not only taking away the statue of Paterno, which again I'm fine with, they're now saying that they're going to take away all of the wins from Penn State.
From 1998 all the way to last year, 2011.
Help me out on that.
That's un-American.
This is so unbelievably wrong because you're not taking them away from Paterno. You're taking them away from everybody who played. And how American is this? You're taking away merit. You're taking away something that they actually earned.
If they cheated, if this was a cheating scandal, that's one thing. But you're going on the guy's character to remove victories that had nothing to do with those victories.
And we should point out that these are victories. Many of them, or most of them, occurred when Sandusky wasn't even on the
there.
staff.
And let me hang on just a second. It's not just taking away. Forget about Paterno. Forget about him. Paterno wasn't out on the field.
Yeah, that's the players. You're hurting the players.
I hate to bring this up, but they did actually build that team. It wasn't the road in front of the stadium.
Never would have won a game without the roads.
Well, okay. So they're taking away the merit, and here's where it gets so perfectly Barack Obama-esque. They didn't win those games.
Yeah, they did.
Yes, they did. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. No, they didn't. Look, I've got the film I could show you the film right now of them winning the game. They didn't win. I mean, it's crazy.
You know what's interesting about this, too, is Paterno goes from the winningest coach in the history of college football. 409 official wins. And he bypassed Grambling State coach Eddie Robinson by just one win just a few weeks before the scandal broke. So not anymore. And do you know who pushed for this harder than just about anybody? The city of Grambling.
Really?
Grambling pushed hard. Grambling, Louisiana, last week was pushing for them to take away the victories. Now they have.
Yeah, and Paterno drops to 12th on the all-time list.
So Paterno's now 12th. Eddie Robinson, the Grambling State head coach, is now number 1.
This is crazy.
It's outrageous.
This is absolutely crazy. This isn't a doping scandal. They didn't win because they were molesting children. They got a guy who was molesting who wasn't even with the team.
And the players had nothing to do with it.
The players had nothing to do with it. This, again, is not like, well, who's the guy who always wins Tour de France?
Lance Armstrong?
Lance Armstrong.
All right.
Okay, you could take away some of Lance Armstrong's wins if you prove that he was doping.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be, that would be the right thing to do. You broke the rules. He was cheating to win. Okay. So then what? That makes sense. This doesn't even make sense. I mean, America is so upside down. I don't even recognize. Oh, my gosh. And you will wake up one day and you will say, I don't even recognize my own country. We're here, gang. We're here. I don't even recognize it anymore. That's not justice. That's just stupid. That's not justice. That's a lie. You can't have justice by lying about something and lying about it for political reasons. And that's what happened here. Grambling wants that title.
I mean, you have a $60 million fine. Anyone have a problem with that?
Nope.
No, that's fine.
They lose scholarships in the future. Anyone have a problem with that?
Nope.
No. But to take away past achievements from people who weren't even associated with this incident, Paterno, if you want to make that argument, that's fine. But these players have nothing to do with this. They weren't doing anything illicit.
Well, we're gonna have to either put the players in a re-education camp or gas them. Because they're going to
think they won.
They're going to think they won, and they're going to continue to say they won, and they're going to continue to spread the lies that they did win.
It is what's going to happen, and I don't blame them. If I'm a Penn State player and I knew that I finished 11-2 that season, and now you're saying I didn't win a single game that season, I'm going to call you a liar. No,
I mean,
sorry.
We should print T-shirts. How many wins?
It's probably 100 and some.
111.
111. We earned the 111 wins. We weren't in the shower. We were on the field.
I gotta believe a lot of the players feel that way.
Yeah, they weren't in the shower. They were on the field. They earned their win.
Well, this has a lot to do, too, with another seemingly specifically American thing these days is people want to take away blame from the person who actually did this. It's like Sandusky, obviously, he's convicted and everything else, and he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. But, after that's done, well, that's not enough. We have to go and we have to punish the players, too, because the players were on the same campus at the same time. I mean, I don't know why they have to take...
collective salvation.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's collective salvation. I mean, this whole thing is Barack Obama in a nutshell. This is the world you're going to get. And look, we're not defending Sandusky and we're not defending Paterno. We're not. I'm glad his statue is down. I would think that I don't know how you have somebody call your office or you have investigations and people say, hey, I just saw him in the shower. It's not like, I've got a bad feeling. What do you do with, I've got a bad feeling? I've got a bad feeling. I mean, something doesn't seem right. Okay, keep your eye out for anything you see. That's all you can do. I saw that guy in the shower with a little boy a little while ago. You what? Okay, call the dean, call security, call our attorneys, and call Paterno in, or Sandusky. Bring him in. That's what you do. I mean, he had that. He could have done that. They didn't, because they didn't want to. They didn't have the courage or the honor to be able to do it. And so they didn't do it. Take the statue down. But where do the players come in?
Yeah, it's true. And I still feel, and I've mentioned this, I think, on the fourth hour before, but it seems to me an odd situation. Here's a guy who's dead, Paterno. And this report comes out from Louis Freeh. It was the FBI director. Was it under Clinton?
Mm-hmm.
And every news story seems to quote his summary of what Paterno did. No smoking gun about Paterno or what Paterno knew, but just that Freeh says he was involved. And, I read, I kind of got interested in it because I kept noticing that from every single news story. They have quotes and emails from all the top officials at Penn State that they've gone after. But Paterno himself, there doesn't seem to be anything, even though a smoking gun seemed to be promised before. You read what they're talking about, there is literally one email that comes from one coach to another coach, or one official to another coach, that says, we have touched base with the coach, keep us posted, thanks. Does not mention what they touched base about, but that's the smoking gun on this case. Now, even if he said, if Pat is the one, on trial here, and there's an email from me to you, Glenn, that says, hey, I touched base with Pat on this incident, I'll keep you posted. Even that is not enough because it doesn't confirm that I'm telling the truth. It's just me telling you what I did. It doesn't confirm that I told the truth about that incident, but it doesn't even say what incident it says. And the report itself goes on to say, in an interview with the Special Investigative Counsel, Spanier, one of the officials, said he did not recall the email and pointed out that he received numerous emails every day that provide him with updates on various issues. Like, that's the smoking gun against this guy? To run him through the mud and to tear down his statue and everything else? I'm not saying he wasn't in denial. This is a friend of his for 30-some-odd years, and it's very possible that he just didn't believe this. But there's a difference between denial and trying to, preserve the reputation of your university at the expense of children who are being molested. The possibility, I think, still exists, and I've seen nothing to refute this, that this guy may have just been in denial. He had a long-term friend that he knew for 30 years.
He was in
and
denial.
He didn't believe it.
Denial is the biggest disease that happens, and it is our biggest problem right now, really, honestly. We're all in denial because we want to be. You don't want to believe that about a 30-year-old friend. You don't want to believe this about the president. You don't want to believe this, that Muslim extremists are here in America. You don't want to believe, so you go into denial, and you take the easy way out. We're all in it right now. But this goes beyond that. When in doubt, leave it out. The statue, leave it out.
Yeah, sure.
Leave it out. That's not that big of a deal. Leave it out. If it's true, what's amazing, what you're watching is a man who accomplished everything, but because if it's true about Paterno, if it's true, and we don't know and we never will, if it's true, he put his career and everything else above the risky thing of looking in and questioning with boldness. And so now you're seeing his legacy gone, wiped out. They're taking his statue down, just wiped out. And it should be. However, what I want to focus on here is, just for a second, it's wrong to take the wins away. It doesn't make any sense. What is this, the redistribution of wins? It's wrong. It's un-American. Paterno's not the only one that had those wins. All of the members on the team, and I'm sorry, the road didn't win the game. The team did. And they weren't in the shower. They were on the field. They had nothing to do with it. Can we stop with the collective punishment and stop with the collective salvation and the redistribution of wins or money or whatever it is, especially when it comes for political purposes, so another town can hold that honor? I got news for you. Penn State doesn't have anything left. It doesn't have anything. Can we at least not do what Paterno, you're saying he did, and avoid the truth? The truth is they won the games, period. Leave the truth alone. No matter how many times you and your politically correct and your progressive ideas try to change words, change meanings, change images, or change the score of the game, we all know. We all know. Don't dishonor yourself even more. Stand for the truth.